Welcome to iCON virtual event. My name is Barbara Ho. I'm a registered nurse. I'm also the Chief Nursing Officer of iCON Chinese Division. I will be the Master of Ceremony today. People who are joining online, how are you? Welcome to iCON Chinese online forum. The topic is Healthy Living, Healthy Heart. Some friends only participate in the event which are organized by iCON. I'll give you an overview of iCON. iCON is one of the projects initiated by Digital Emergency Medicine of Faculty of Medicine, UBC, and led by Dr. Kendall Ho, have been established for over 16 years. The main purpose is to help busy multicultural groups, patients, their families, by reliable health information, community resources, and network in respect of chronic disease, education, prevention, and cell management by way of forum, workshops, and web technology. To help patients with awareness, best health practices, to reduce this disease risk and advocate for formal therapies, help them access reliable health network and electronic tools, and helping them more familiar with technology and how to improve the health quality, especially know more about the electronic tools. Welcome to the second day of the forum on healthy living and healthy heart. Yesterday, we give an overview of heart disease, what is atrial fibrillation and its symptoms, and how to mitigate the risk factors. And also look into some electronic tools and online resources, helping people to self-manage. Today, we would like to know the difference between men and women with heart disease, and also to reduce stress in order to minimize cardio event. And we'll also learn how to do some practical self-help and lifestyle management to help you stay active. And I would like to introduce the special speakers. The first one is Tara Salak. She's a cardiologist. She is a PhD of medicine of UBC and complete internal medicine and cardiology training. And also she completed specialist training on women's heart health from a university in California, Los Angeles, especially focused on women without any obvious coronary arterial disease, but will have heart discomfort. The next one is Dr. Young Taylorson, a registered psychologist in BC, practice in a clinic in BC, and also he is also a part-time instructor in many universities in BC. And also every month regularly, he co-hosts a program with AM 1470 with Deborah Moore. And lastly, there are two registered physiotherapists in Canada. First one is Nicole Tai. She was born in Australia, but growing up in Vancouver. She completed University of Toronto and also in Hong Kong. And she is now taking advanced training in acupuncture. And the other one is Emily Pack. She completed the Bachelor of Science in Hong Kong and also kinesiology and Master of Health Science. She has been practiced at physiotherapists for over 15 years. Today we will also provide some resources to two resources in the committee, especially relating to today's topics, including the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Canada, and the Health Link BC, and also help let people learn how to navigate the iCON website. Good. So now, without further ado, we will have the first speaker, Dr. Tara Stellar, and tell us about the difference between men and women with heart disease. Dr. Stellar and Dr. Young, and also all the specialists yesterday, all of them indicate that we have to stay active and to start exercise, whether or not to keep ourselves physically fit or also to deal with the stress. We have two physiotherapists today to talk about a topic like this. Welcome, Emily and Nicole.
Hi everyone. Thank you for taking the time and talk to us today about what is an active life. Okay, it's your turn. Thank you. So let us introduce ourselves first. I am Emily Pak. I am a registered physiotherapist in BC and also an IMS leading practitioner. I'm also a yoga instructor. Hi, I'm Nicole Tai. I'm also a registered physiotherapist in BC, and also I just finished my course in IMS leading practitioner. So our learning objectives for today is hopefully after you've listened to this talk that you know doing exercises is good. What are the benefits to your heart? How can you do exercises safely and not hurt yourself, injure yourself? And what are the ways to prevent sports injuries? We'll talk about those later on. And actually, exercises, there are lots of benefits to them. What are the benefits to the heart? Now, doing exercises, there's so many benefits. For example, you can reduce your stress. You can also improve your general health, as well as improve your circulation. And in the long term, you can also increase your immunity. And most people like this part. You can manage your weight loss. You can manage your weight. So it's also good for your physical health as well as mental health, and also leading a healthy lifestyle. Now, doing exercises, what are the benefits to the heart? Many of the people who have heart disease, they are worried about a relapse of their condition. So doing exercises will reduce the chances of or risk of having a relapse because it can improve our blood sugar and also cholesterol and control them. And in the long term, doing exercises can also manage our weight as well as improve our strength and endurance. And also it can increase, it will promote our blood circulation. Now, how can we do exercises safely? So let's look at that. Now, for those who have cardiovascular disease, they should be careful that when they do exercises, they should regularly monitor their blood pressure. If it's too high or it's too low, it's not the time to do exercises. Also avoid head-down positions, meaning don't do a headstand or don't bend forward for too long, otherwise the blood will flow down from your brain and you get dizzy. And don't hold your breath when you do exercises. Like when you lift the weights, don't hold your breath. Okay, and then we have to do enough warm-ups and keep hydrated. And so don't avoid high-intensity exercises. Don't run for too long, don't jump for too much, or don't aim for competition level exercises. If there are emergency situations, you have to be careful how to deal with them. For example, if you experience headaches, dizziness, flushing, chest pain, shortness of breath, or legs cramping during exercises, you have to sit down or pause or lie down immediately or seek help from other people. Because if these situations happen, if you don't stop immediately, if you pass out, you may knock your head, and that's not good. And so many people want to know what types of exercises are good. Well, actually, there are two types of exercises. One is aerobic. We call that aerobic in English. And the other one is called strengthening exercises. Actually, what are aerobic activities? There are moderate, vigorous exercises, moderate and vigorous, 3 levels. So moderate is simple. Moderate is also when you can chat easily, and when that's moderate. When it's moderate, then it's also chat easily, although you may not be able to sing. So don't do karaoke when you're doing moderate exercises. And also there's vigorous exercises where you can not chat easily. So, and ideally you can do more than 150 minutes of exercises in a week. What are the benefits? It can promote your heart, lung, and blood vessel health, and also you can do your housework easier. What about muscle strengthening exercises? So what it is it uses your major muscles. For example, your thighs, your calves. You do pushing or pulling or lifting. And there are 2 major groups. One is called a muscle power group, and the other is muscle endurance. First of all, for the muscle power exercises, what you do do heavier weights and do 6 to 10 repetitions. As for muscle endurance, you can do lighter weight and you can do 8 to 10 repetitions, and then you will feel hard. And so optimally, then you can do it 2 to 3 times a week. And actually, there are many benefits to that. What it does is it makes your muscles stronger when you do gardening, and also carry your grandchild or grandchildren or great-great-grandchildren, and help maintain your bone health as well. Now, so there are so many good benefits for doing exercises. So how much should we do? So according to Heart and Stroke and Public Health Canada, the recommendations for adults are at least 150 minutes a week of moderate intensity aerobic activity, broken into sessions of 10 minutes or more. So don't do 150 minutes on Monday and then be a couch potato for 6 other days of the week. So, and another thing is you do at least 2 days a week of moderate to high intensity muscle strengthening activity. So if you can do 150 minutes a week, then you pass. If you can do 300 minutes, you get an A. So don't start from 0. Okay, so if you have not done any exercises at all, what you do is, well, yes, you're starting from 0, but so we don't ask you to do 300 minutes the next day. So you have to do it gradually, increase the intensity and the amount of time gradually. And another thing is about aerobic training guideline. So for example, when you run or swim or do ballroom dancing, and that's aerobic exercises. Optimally, you can do it 3 to 5 times a day. The intensity should be moderate intensity. The time should be between 20 to 60 minutes, and you should use your large muscles to do rhythmic aerobic training. So how to monitor exercise intensity? Well, there is this rating, this modified Borg scale. The simplest scale is this rating of perceived exertion that goes from 0 to 10. So yes, like I said, it's called rating of perceived exertion. When it's 0, there's no exertion at all. When it's 1, it's very light, and all the way to 10 is maximal exertion, and you may have muscles, you may have sore for 2 or 3 days afterwards. So the optimal rating would be between 5 and 7. And also some younger attendees, if they have an Apple Watch or a watch like that, you can check your heart rate. If you don't have one, you can still monitor your heart rate. How do you monitor your heart rate? So this wrist just under your thumb, you put 2 fingers there, and then you can measure your pulse. Then you count to 15 seconds. You time to 15 seconds and count how many pulses there, how many beats there are, and then you time, and that amount times 4 will get you your heart rate per minute. Now, as far as exercise intensity, how do we calculate that? We have something called heart rate reserve. So this is the maximum. That's 220 minus your age, and then minus your resting heart rate. In other words, when you're sitting down, when you're not doing activity. So that's your heart rate reserve. So there's an example here. Well, another way to measure your intensity is a talk test. For example, if you can talk and sing at the same time, then it's a light activity. But if you can talk but you cannot sing, then it's moderate. And if you have difficulty talking, then it's vigorous. So that's how you measure your intensity. So like I said, if it's difficult, even talking, then it's vigorous. Okay. So that means I cannot be doing exercises when I'm interpreting. Okay. How do you prevent injuries? So we are concerned with your safety, of course. So when you do exercises, so don't get injured. Okay, now, there are ways to prevent injuries. We have some tips for you here. Now, remember, before you do exercises, and even afterwards, you should warm up and cool down. For example, if you're doing stretches or marching on the spot, then you can be sure that you will not pull your muscles, and we should avoid doing activity in extremely cold or hot weather. That's not suitable for doing exercises, at least outdoors. So that means doing indoor exercises will not have these limitations. And remember to stay hydrated, and also carry fast-acting carbs with you, or some people use electrolyte drinks to help replenish their energy. Okay, there are ways to prevent injuries. So be sure you carry your medical identification card with you, and you should tell your family or friends where you're going when you do your exercises, and you should be able to tell your medical practitioner what kind of medications you are taking and what kind of illnesses you have, so they should know about this. And so for those who have heart problems, they should choose activities that are suitable for them and nothing that's too intensive. And if you are not feeling well, you should stop immediately or seek help. So at this point in time, I think most of us would want to know, can we do exercises at home? So we have some recommendations for doing home exercises, aerobic and strengthening, both. So let's do some of them. Now, we will divide them into upper extremity strengthening and resistance exercise, like lifting weights. So this is an exercise where you use two bottles. So let's play the video. Maybe the video doesn't work. What you do is you hold two bottles of mineral water. It doesn't matter what brand. So you do it this way. You lift, yeah. It could be any kind of mineral water or this bottle, or even what you do is you lift slowly and then you put it down slowly. So you should feel that there's a pull on the shoulder. That's where you exert. So you can do 10 reps on each arm, and do 3 sets of 10 reps on each arm. And then you do a lower extremity strengthening exercises where you can sit or stand or half squat. So do it this way. Yeah. Now, so find a safe chair, and then you can slowly sit and then slowly stand, like what Emily is doing. And some people may not have a good balance, so you can use your arms to rest on the back of the chair for support, and then you can use your arm on your shoulder and then come up. And then if you're good enough, you can just hold the back of the chair and then squat down slowly and come up slowly. Remember, your knees should not be as low as the toes, and your buttocks should be like that. You do 3 sets. So remember to find some stable chair or furniture to do it. And then the next one is a lower extremity strengthening exercise. You can do it tiptoe. So this is to train your calves. So this is our second heart, actually. So when it contracts, the blood will come back to the heart. So when you do that, you want the blood to go down to your calf, to your shin, and then look what Emily is doing. She's doing a demonstration now. So she pushes down, and then she tiptoes. So to the utmost, and then come down slowly, and do it for 5 seconds, up and down 5 seconds. Do 10 reps, pause for a little bit, and do another set. Do 3 sets all together. Okay. Now, there is a balance exercise. Now, I think a lot of people know how to stand on one leg. Well, in Chinese, we call it a golden chicken. So a golden chicken knows how to stand on one leg, but you have to be steady. So you have to hold on to a steady chair and lift your leg slowly for as long as you can, but don't tilt. Stand straight, and then slowly until you don't have the strength to hold on. So you do it for 10 reps on each leg and 3 sets. If you're good enough, you don't need a chair, then you can just do it on your own. Yeah, stand on one leg, and if it's stable, also the same number, 10 reps and 3 sets. And then you become a golden chicken. And then the next balance exercise is stepping. Yes, it's like marching on the spot, but this is more dynamic. So this balance exercise is you march on the spot. It's like a soldier marching. So this is a balance exercise. As you can see that just put your hands on the chair. You can march for 1 minute or as long as 3 minutes. Remember, if you are tired, then you just sit down, and you don't have to hold on to a chair. You can just do it on your own and march on your own. Or if you have a box or a book that you can hold on, and you can also step on the book or a stool or a book. So you can do it between 1 and 3 minutes. And then the next one is aerobic exercise. So what is aerobic exercise? So we have to do it for 3 to 5 minutes. So when you a little bit short of breath, So you have to build it up gradually. You don't do 30 minutes in one go when you start on the first day. So if your balance is not so good, then you can do it sitting down. So it's simple. You just lift one leg up and then use the other hand to tap on this leg. It's like marching. So right hand tapping the left knee, left hand tapping the right knee. So when you start with 5 minutes and then build up. So when you do it, you may be a little short of breath, but like I said before, so you want to do it up to a moderate intensity in a way that you can still talk when you're doing it. If you feel steady enough when you sit, then try doing standing. It's the same thing, but that you're doing it standing. And so don't lean forward. You have to stand straight. Okay, just lift your leg and then use the other arm to tap your leg. Next one. Now, if you feel that, oh, well, this is too easy. Okay, well, let's have something more challenging. Now, that's doing something across. Hey, don't think this is too easy. Actually, this one is to train many of your pelvic muscles, especially you can do things like stand on one leg or jogging or running. You need that kind of strength. So it trains your core muscles, and then do about 5 steps on each side and do 10 steps or do five reps. Just be sure that you are safe and not make it too hard on yourself. So if you can do it, then you can get to the next level. That is, you do it diagonally. And so this is one of the aerobic exercises. The next slide now. So overall, there is so much information that we've shared with you. What we have in mind is to keep you active, and then you develop an exercise routine, and you can do 15 minutes at home or even up to 20 minutes. So within those 15 minutes, you can do stretching, or you can do these like making arm circles with your arm, or raise your calf, or run in place. So you can try those exercises we just demonstrated to you. So as long as they are safe and stable. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nicole and Emily, both of you, for your such detailed explanation. We cannot be impatient when you do exercises. It's not like when you start doing exercises, you want to run a marathon the next day or do a triathlon. No, you don't do that. So you have to start slow and do low intensity, and then increase the intensity level and the time, as well as the repetitions and other. So I'm sorry, we were going to play some video, but the videos just got frozen. Anyway, we hope that all these presentations from yesterday and today, we can put it on the iCON website and show it to you, and you can watch it on YouTube. So a little later on, we will have a Q&A session in which some answers will come for the questions. Now, we want to tell you some of the community resources. So over these 2 days, we have already talked about it a few times, this HealthLink BC. Actually, there's a lot of information about diseases, chronic diseases, and recommendations, articles that you can read. And it comes in many languages, including Chinese and English, and you can read them on your own. And and there's a very special community resource that is physical activity services at HealthLink BC. So what it does is that it offers phone service, and if you call 811, you can connect with them and ask them questions about sports, about doing physical activity. They have professionals to answer your questions or to answer your inquiry. So, and if you click on the HealthLink BC, the physical activity services, then you can find out their office, the operation hours and all that. So I strongly recommend you to use this link and these other community resources. And you can see down below, there are also other community resources that you can that are available to you.
The Q&A section. I would like to bring back Dr. Yang and also two physiotherapists.
Hi, how are you guys? Thanks for staying and answering our questions. So people in the audience, if you still have questions, you can still write them in. I'm sorry that the cardiologists and other medical practitioners are not here to answer questions, but if you have questions for them, we hope that come January we'll have another session where we can answer all the questions that you have submitted. For the time being, we have just a few questions for you guys. I want to ask Dr. Young, you were talking about reducing stress. So what are the ways to reduce stress? Really, I mean, usually if you're too busy at work, you don't have time for any doing any fun things. So people say that, well, you can do things to reduce stress. I don't have time for that. I have very busy work schedules. What can we do? What ways that you can recommend us to reduce stress? Well, it's a very good question because I have that problem myself. Well, let's put it this way. Well, I'll tell you some good news. It's not like I have to sit down still for 1 hour or go to the gym to run and all that. Very simple. You know, even 3 minutes and 5 minutes you can start that. That's already enough. It's a good start. And if you can keep that up, just take a little bit of time every day, 3 to 5 minutes, like Emily was saying, those exercises, you do a little bit of that, start with 5 minutes and build up, and then make it a routine, and then you can build it up gradually. That's the optimal way. So there are many, many tools. For example, singing, dancing, drawing, writing poetry, writing essays, or simple enough, just go out and walk in the park, take a walk in the park. So that's one way to reduce the stress, Gesundheit. And then so you can just sit still. You don't have to like do this and do that. You can still do these things. So that is a very good recommendation. So whatever, wherever you are, or wherever you live, or what kind of environment you live in, you still can take advantage of your environment to reduce stress, to relax, to chill out, singing or dancing. Well, those are fun things, right? So yeah, well, I think you guys can learn how to sing and. Just buy a karaoke machine, you know. Yeah, you can think about that. I mean, if you don't have 5 minutes a day, well, there's still another way. Sleep. Yes. I think a lot of people agree with that, you know. So just drop everything and don't think about it. Just go to bed, sleep. Yeah, you're right. So if you cannot even take 5 minutes or any time to do anything, at least, you know, you can look at our sleep. Are there any ways to improve our sleep? So if you can improve it, that's already a progress. So talking about sleep, you know, many people, when I'm asleep, I'm I fall asleep for 1 hour, then I can't sleep at night. So what happens? Well then, what you need to do is before you sleep, before you go to bed, so you set your alarm clock, okay? And then when it comes time, so it wakes you up. So, but don't take a nap very late in the afternoon, like for example, before 1 or 2 p.m. you take a nap, and not to take a nap for longer than 20 or 30 minutes. That's the general recommendation. Of course, it all depends each person's health status. So, okay, if you want to make up for your sleep, fine. But I see some people who sleep for, like Barbara said, what, 5 hours. That's too much, man. Right, you're right. Yeah, that's a very good recommendation. Thank you, Dr. Young. And now, Em and Nicole, we have a question for you guys. This is a difficult one, maybe not for you, but an attendee says he wants to know, she wants to know that she or he has to improve his or her lifestyle to do exercises, but this person wants extreme or sedentary like couch potato, right? So to start, how to motivate this person? Yeah, people like a couch potato. Well then, like Dr. Young says, to start with, when you start, don't ask too much for yourself. 3 to 5 minutes is a good start already. So if you don't even start with 3 or 5 minutes, no, you can't make it. So have a good start and then be persistent, okay? And then you said like in the morning, after you wake up, after you brush your teeth, after you have breakfast, you give yourself 3 to 5 minutes to do some exercises. That's not too difficult, right? So when you start developing that habit, do it every day, then you develop a good routine. So after you've started this routine, then you will notice some physiological changes. A lot of people notice that, I have more energy, I can sleep better. So because after you're doing exercise, you've exerted. So at night you feel more tired, you sleep better, and you have more energy, and you want to do more exercise. It's a good cycle, not a vicious cycle. A good cycle. Actually, I think it's you can addictive. It could be addictive. For sure you have to know your health status. Maybe medical professionals will tell you, well, you have to do just simple exercises to start to reduce weight, or maybe you have some chronic diseases developing, so you have to increase your activity level and as well as the time to do activity. So you have to be determined, okay? And although sometimes you say that, well, doing exercises, it doesn't mean you have to run or you have to swim or you do strenuous exercises. I think some people will just, they've never done any exercises, but even a little bit of house chores, house activity, that's good enough. That's a good start already. So if you are so lazy, a lazy bone, but you still have to do it, right? Even vacuuming or dusting or mopping the floor, that's already some kind of activity. It's better than sitting there all day watching TV or whatever. So then you increase your time, increase your intensity a little bit. So it will help. Another recommendation is that, of course, different folks, different strokes. So, but some people like to do it at home. Some people like to be accompanied, or somebody lead them to it, or somebody to push them. That's better for them. Actually, there are many resources in the community. For example, in Vancouver, there are many community centers. For example, exercise classes. They're cheap and they're fun. So you can think about going out and join other friends and your buddies, and have an instructor lead you. Do it every week. It's not only good for your body, it's also good socially. Right. That's a very, very good recommendation. It doesn't matter which area you live in, there is always a community center which offers these facilities, and there are also classes for those who can join if you are interested in those. So that's a very good recommendation. Thank you. And then there's an attendee who wrote a question. Rubber band stretching exercises. Can you do it every day? Using elastic bands. Is it good to do it every day? Yes, of course. Because elastic bands, there are different challenging levels, so I'm using different colors. So red is the easiest. So use do simple movements and then build up to more intense movements. That's no problem. When you do it, say after you've warmed up, or do you do it after you've warmed up, or how do you start? I've never done elastic bands. Well, of course, it's best to have warm up first. So we call it a kind of resistance. So we have one here. So it's it's for resistance, meaning you have to exert, you have to use some strength to pull it. And if you do not warm it enough, then you're likely to get hurt. When you pull, actually, it's kind of dangerous if you do not control it well. So remember, when you do elastic bands, use slow movements. Don't jerk. Don't go too fast. If you go too fast, and then you may sprain your muscles. Actually, elastic bands has resistance. It helps train your muscles. There are many ways you can do it. You can hold it for 5 seconds and then slowly bring it back, and so you strengthen your arm muscles, or you can put it on top of your head and all that. So many ways to do it. That's very good. Next question for Dr. Young is about depression. Okay, depression. I think this person maybe has someone who suffers from depression. How can you help this person? How can you start helping this person? Okay, well, it's a good question, but it's a very major issue. Well, we can look at it from different perspectives. First, how the mood, where's the source? What's the source of the, is it hereditary, or is it a long-term thing? Or so we have to find out in order to treat it properly. So generally speaking, there are many things that we can do. For example, if you want a quick fix, of course, then there's medications, and if it's hereditary or if it's genetic, well, maybe you can use some medications to help you. And then some maybe due to environment, those are temporary issues, so you can use some psychological treatment. So the general recommendation is to use both, okay? So that's the best thing to. In that way, you can improve your condition. So after we've learned all these strategies, we hope that we can find some resources to support us, our family, our friends, and everyone. So whatever it is, depression or anxiety, some are chronic, right? So what you need is long-term support to build up this support network. Chances of success would be higher. Yeah, so there are many ways that you can try, right? Thank you, Dr. Young. Now, one attendee has a question. Are there videos that instruct us self-balance? Well, just balance. I think you two ladies may have some suggestions. Balance when you do exercises, especially seniors. That is very important. Well, just now you have demonstrated and talked about the importance of holding on to something for support. Of course, they're wheelless; they don't have wheels, right? So, if you hold on to something that is mobile, then once you lose balance, you can slip and fall. So, that is very important to remember. Don't slip and fall. So, best The most important thing is to find some support. If you cannot do it standing, then do it sitting. Right. Actually, balance, it doesn't mean that you have to stand to get balance. When you talk about balance, it's not just the muscle strength, it's also the endurance. It's also a coordination of all different parts of the body. Simply put, when you do exercises, you can do it sitting down or standing. You can still train your balance. So on YouTube, there are many clips that you can look at. You can practice some yoga for seniors, or Tai Chi. Those are balance exercises, because the movements in Tai Chi, some of them, the golden chickens with standing on one leg, that also trains your balance. So on YouTube, this is an excellent medium. So you can find yoga, sitting down yoga, or seniors Tai Chi. Just so I am a yoga instructor, so I also teach yoga and mixture of yoga and Tai Chi. So you can try many things. So now there's so many resources. You can practice at home, or you can find professionals to teach you. And also, when you do exercises, the speed is also important. Don't try to go too fast, or to rush it. Thank you. Don't do a rush job, okay? Because it's not good for you, okay? So you have to pay attention to the rate of speed, as well as your postures. So if you are doing something that you have to stand straight or sit up straight, don't lean and don't tilt. So don't lean forward or don't lean backward. So the posture is also very important. Yeah, for balance exercises, even it can prevent elders from slipping and falling. So there are many resources that you can find to help you learn about doing balance exercises. Well, because of time limits, that's all the time we have for answering questions. So thank you, Nicole and Emily, for answering those questions for us. So if anyone who missed the presentations of today, well, later on you can just click on our recordings on our iCON website, and if you have not join our email list, you can see on the screen here. And be part of our email list. So you can scan the QR code to join the iCON mailing list. And then in future, when we have activities, events, we will contact you. We'll let you know directly. We thank you to our speakers of today, Dr. Sedlak, Dr. Young, Emily, and Nicole, to share with us such information, and I hope that it can help everybody. And I also want to thank our funder, Patients as Partners Initiative. And we want to thank our community partners. There, you can see 15 of them on the screen, or actually 14. 14. And also we want to thank our media partners, 8 of them here, to publicize and let the public know our work. And we also want to thank the partners at Viewing Hubs. Today we have 2. Yesterday we had 4. For example, CRC Health Center, South Vancouver Neighborhood House, Success, and at the day program for elders, as well as Villa Cathay. We thank you to our interpreters. I'm not going to name them all today. And we also want to thank, yes, again, our interpreters. and Shani, Wenhui, and Cliff. We thank LNB, the interpretation services, for doing our interpretation. Yes, this is our iCON website. If you have any questions or if you want to contact us, write us emails to our email address. And as we age, there are more risks of having chronic diseases. So these problems may make your body weaker and impact your quality of life. So if you have good lifestyle habits, and if you're persistent and make effort, you can still have good health. I hope that over the last 2 days, our presentations have been helpful to you, and that you will keep making good effort and just join us the next time we have our events. For the time being, thank you very much. Bye.